My dear one, if you are feeling unsure, if you're walking through life carrying a weight of doubt or second-guessing your own value, then this moment is for you. You are safe here, you are loved, and you are so much more powerful than you think. Confidence is not something that belongs only to the few. It's not something given to people who seem to have it all together. It is not outside of you, waiting for you to chase it down. Confidence is already inside you, like a quiet flame just waiting to be remembered. The world might have taught you to ignore it. Life may have covered it with fear or criticism or the endless need to please others. But I want you to know this: confidence is not lost. It's simply been waiting for your attention. You are not broken, you are becoming. That little voice that says, "I wish I could feel strong," is your spirit asking to be heard. You see, when you believe in yourself, not because you're perfect, but because you are worthy, everything begins to change. You begin to breathe easier. You begin to walk into rooms without shrinking. You begin to make choices not from fear, but from self-trust. That is the gift of true confidence. It is not loud, it doesn't shout, it doesn't demand applause. It is soft, it is steady. It is peace in your heart that says, "I am enough exactly as I am." Confidence is not pretending to be fearless. It is knowing that even with fear, you can move forward. It is not about being the best. It's about being your whole, honest self. Let's pause for a moment and breathe that in. Right now, as you listen, place your hand over your heart. Feel that steady rhythm. That is life moving through you. That is proof that you are still here, still growing, still able to change everything with a single new thought. A new thought such as, "I am learning to trust myself." Say that to yourself gently, and if tears come, let them. That is healing. Say it again. "I am learning to trust myself." Feel what it means to believe that. Feel what it could do for your day, your choices, your relationships. You don't need to rush. You don't need to know everything. You only need to begin right where you are, with the smallest willingness to believe that you are more than your fear. Now, I know that the world doesn't always encourage this kind of inner trust. So often it gives you messages that say, "You're not enough. You need to look like this. You need to be louder, smarter, richer, thinner, more outgoing." And when you hear those messages over and over, you start to believe them, not because they are true, but because they are repeated. And darling, if repetition is what planted doubt, then repetition can grow confidence. Every new thought you think in your own favor is like watering a beautiful seed within. Confidence grows when you speak kindly to yourself, when you honor your feelings instead of judging them, when you stop comparing your path to someone else's and start honoring your own pace. Confidence begins to blossom when you say, "I may not know everything, but I know I'm worthy of love." That is a powerful thing. That is a truth that no one can take from you. Not criticism, not rejection, not failure. Because when you root yourself in the belief that your worth is not up for debate, you set yourself free. Now let's look with soft eyes at where doubt may have come from. Doubt doesn't appear from nowhere. It is something learned. A child is born knowing their own value. A child doesn't question their laughter, their play, their tears. But over time, small moments, small comments begin to shape how one sees oneself. Maybe it was a voice that said, "You're too sensitive," or "Why can't you be more like someone else?" Maybe there was silence when you needed support. Maybe love was offered with conditions. Slowly, gently, those moments gathered in the heart and formed beliefs like, I'm not enough, or I always mess things up. These beliefs become like invisible glasses through which the world is seen, and what is seen is shaped by what is believed. That's why it feels hard to feel confident when inside the story says otherwise. But what if that story isn't true? What if it never was? What if it was simply someone else's pain passed down to you? You do not have to carry it anymore. It is safe now to question the old story. It is safe to say that may have been true for them, but it is not my truth now. You are not too late. You have not missed your chance. You are hearing this now because your soul is ready to release what never belonged to it. You are ready to return to the truth of your being. And the truth is, you are lovable. You are strong. You are whole, you are learning, and that is enough. Let us speak gently to that younger part of you, the part that still tries so hard to get things right, the part that wants to be seen and heard. Let us say to that part, you did your best. You are doing your best. You are loved even in your messiness. You are loved even in your learning. There is nothing you need to prove. There is nothing you need to earn. Worth is not something given from the outside. It lives in your breath, in your heartbeat, in your kindness. And you, dear soul, have all of these things. So when doubt arises, do not push it away. Sit with it like you would sit with a scared child. Say, I hear you, but we are safe now, and we are learning a new way. And then offer a new thought, a gentle one, like, every day I grow more confident, or it's okay to take small steps, or even just, I am willing to believe in myself. These thoughts, spoken regularly, start to build new pathways in the mind. They create bridges from fear to faith, from shame to self-love, from confusion to clarity. You are not too much. You are not too little. You are exactly right for the life that is calling you forward. The world needs your voice, your vision, your energy, not as someone else, but as you, the real you, the growing, healing, beautiful soul who dares to believe that change is possible, who dares to speak kindly to the self, even when it's hard, who dares to try again. So take another breath, breathe in trust, breathe out fear, and know that you are not alone in this. You are walking with the power of life itself, intelligent, loving, creative energy that flows through all things, including you. It is guiding you back to yourself, back to your strength, back to the knowing that you are already whole. You do not need to become someone else. You only need to become more loving toward the self you already are. And from that place, confidence will rise, like the sun after a long night, steady, quiet, radiant, and real. Let us sit together now and talk softly about something simple yet deeply powerful, how the words you say to yourself shape how you feel. Every thought, every sentence whispered inside your mind becomes a message to your heart. And so often, the words that play in the background are not loving. They are old, critical, heavy words that were never yours to begin with. But now you have the chance to speak to yourself with kindness. You have the choice to look into your own eyes and say, I am doing okay. I am learning. I am growing. And that is enough. One of the most beautiful tools you can use is mirror work. It may seem strange at first, looking at yourself in the mirror and saying loving words, but it is one of the deepest ways to reconnect with your true self. When you look into your own eyes, you are not just seeing a reflection, you are seeing a soul that has come through so much, a being that is still standing, still trying, still hoping. That alone is something to love. Try it gently. Stand in front of the mirror, and even if your voice shakes, even if your eyes look away, try saying, "I am here for you. I believe in you." It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't need to feel it fully the first time. Just begin. The heart hears every word. The heart softens little by little when it is treated with tenderness. Some beautiful words to begin with are, "I love and accept you. You are worthy of kindness. I trust in who you are becoming." Say them softly as you would speak to someone you dearly care about. Say them again the next day and the next. You will begin to notice a shift. Perhaps your shoulders will relax a little more. Perhaps your breath will deepen. Perhaps a small smile will form, not from pride, but from peace. That is the healing work, gentle and slow, yet profound. You are planting seeds of confidence each time you choose to speak with love. And with time, these seeds will blossom into a new way of living. You may notice that your choices change, that you stand a little taller, that you say yes to what you once feared and no to what no longer serves you. That is what confidence does. It creates space for your true self to shine through, free from the fog of judgment. Let us now move into the sacred space of imagination. You hold within you the power to see a new version of yourself, not pretend, not made up, but the truest version that has always lived in your soul. This is where we begin the practice of visualization. Close your eyes if it feels safe to do so, or soften your gaze. Now picture yourself waking up in the morning with a sense of calm confidence. You stretch, you breathe, and you know in your heart that this day is yours to meet with presence. See yourself walking with steady steps, shoulders relaxed, head held high. You are not trying to prove anything. You are simply being. You speak with clarity. You listen with kindness. You take up space, not to dominate, but to fully exist. And others feel your peace. They feel the warmth of someone who knows their worth without needing to shout it. That is your power. In this visualization, notice how your body feels. Notice the ease in your chest, the softness in your face, the strength in your stance. This is not a fantasy. It is a memory your soul has been waiting to remember. This version of you is already within. And each time you return to this image, you reinforce its truth. The mind does not know the difference between imagination and reality. So what you imagine with love, you begin to create. Confidence grows when you see it clearly, when you allow yourself to feel it before it shows up in the outer world. It begins as a feeling, a vision, a vibration, and from there it becomes choices, behaviors, and new outcomes. This is why visualization is such a beautiful gift. It gives your nervous system a new story, one that says, "I am safe, I am strong, I belong." Even if you don't feel confident right now, allow yourself to visualize it anyway. There is no harm in hope. There is no weakness in wishing. There is only healing in allowing yourself to believe in a better way. Try this each morning or before bed. Just a few moments of seeing yourself as you truly are, calm, grounded, radiant. With time, this image becomes your default, your home. Now let us speak of the sacred connection between the mind and the body. You are not just a mind that thinks and a body that moves. You are a beautiful blend of both, always in conversation. The thoughts you think influence the way your body feels, and the way your body moves can shift your thoughts. Confidence is not just in the mind, it is also in how you breathe, how you stand, how you hold yourself when the world feels uncertain. When the body is hunched, when the breath is shallow, when the muscles are tight, it tells the mind, I am not safe. But when you open your chest, when you ground your feet, when you let your breath move fully in and out, it tells the mind, I am here. I am steady. I am okay. This is the power of the body-mind connection. You can use it at any moment to return to peace. Try it now if you feel called. Sit or stand tall. Let your shoulders drop down and back. Imagine a gentle thread pulling the crown of your head upward. Take a slow breath in. Hold it for a moment. Then exhale with a sigh. Feel the shift. That simple posture, that simple breath, it is enough to begin again. It is enough to say to the world and to yourself, I am present. I am capable. I am strong. This practice is not about perfection. It is about presence. Every time you bring your awareness back to your body, you give yourself a chance to choose again, to choose calm over chaos, to choose steadiness over stress, to choose faith over fear. And in those choices, confidence grows, not from ego, but from alignment. You can also create small rituals throughout your day to return to this state. Before a conversation, place your hand over your heart and breathe. Before entering a new space, pause and root your feet into the ground. When self-doubt arises, stretch your body, lift your head, and whisper something kind to yourself. These are not grand gestures. They are quiet acts of love, and in them you reclaim your power. Confidence is not something you earn. It is something you practice through the way you speak, the way you breathe, the way you move, through the thoughts you choose and the love you give to your inner world. You are already enough, exactly as you are. And the more you come home to your body, the more your mind will believe it too. Let us now bring these gentle understandings into words. Confidence grows stronger when you choose to affirm your truth again and again. These affirmations are not magic tricks. They are acts of love. They are sacred reminders to the mind and heart that healing is possible and that your true self is always near. You can begin with simple phrases, words that are easy to remember and easier still to feel once spoken with care. You may say, I trust myself, or I am worthy of good things, or even, it is safe for me to be seen. These are not just statements, they are invitations. Invitations to remember who you are beneath the noise of the world, beneath the layers of doubt, beneath the need to be anything but yourself. You do not have to say these words with full belief at first. It is okay if they feel unfamiliar. It is okay if your mind questions them. Just continue gently, continue with love, because the repetition of a loving truth creates new patterns, new connections, new energy in the body. It creates a soft path back to confidence, one word at a time. Affirmations can be spoken in the morning to begin your day in peace. They can be whispered before sleep, like a lullaby to your soul. They can be repeated in the middle of the day when uncertainty visits as a way to ground yourself again. Use them like sunlight, regular, warm, consistent. They do not need to be loud. They only need to be real. And as you say them, notice how your body responds. A deeper breath, a slower heartbeat, a gentle lifting of the spirit. These are signs of healing. These are signs of alignment, because when your words reflect love, your whole being begins to bloom. Let your affirmations be a part of you, not as tasks, but as care, as kindness, as little handholds along the path. You are not just repeating phrases, you are rewriting the story, a story that now says, I am here, I am enough, I am free to grow. Now, let us turn to the beauty of small, everyday rituals. Confidence is not only built in moments of big success, it grows in quiet moments, in the way you show up for yourself when no one else is watching, in the way you choose to speak softly when the world demands harshness. These moments matter. They are the soil in which your inner strength takes root. You might begin a simple gratitude practice. Each day, write down 3 things that made you feel grounded or good. Not grand things, just real ones. A kind word, a deep breath, a small win. Gratitude reminds the heart of its abundance, and when the heart remembers, confidence returns. Another ritual could be dressing with intention, not for others, but for your spirit. Wear what makes you feel comfortable, uplifted, expressed. This is not vanity, it is care. It is telling your soul you deserve to feel good. And the body responds. Or try keeping a confidence journal. Write down moments where you showed up, times you made a clear choice, times you spoke honestly, times you rested instead of pushed. These are victories. These are proofs of your becoming. The mind will try to forget them, so write them down. Let them be your reminders. When doubt creeps in, you will have pages of truth to return to. You will see how far you've come. You will begin to trust the path because you are creating it with love. And each practice, each small choice to honor yourself becomes another brick in the foundation of confidence, built not on fear, but on care. Let us also speak of how life responds when you begin to honor your light. When you shift your inner energy, the universe notices. It is always listening, always responding to your beliefs, your feelings, your intentions. As you nurture confidence within, you begin to draw new experiences toward you, experiences that match your truth. People may treat you with more respect. Opportunities may open more easily, but even more important than what comes to you is what you say yes to. You will no longer settle for less than your worth. You will no longer stay in places that diminish your spirit. You will walk with the quiet knowing, I am allowed to take up space. I am allowed to choose what is best for me. This is how the universe mirrors your inner work. It does not need loud declarations. It needs presence. It needs sincerity. It needs a willingness to keep coming back to love, even in small steps. And when fear returns, as it sometimes will, you will not be shaken. You will know how to meet it with breath, with truth, with the gentle whisper, I am safe, I am enough, I am held, and the world will echo back that knowing in time. That is the flow of life. That is the unfolding of trust. So, my dear, let us end this time together with a heart full of hope. You are already on the path. You are already doing the work, and your willingness to listen, to try, to believe again, it is beautiful. It is enough. Confidence is not perfection. It is presence. It is the deep, steady breath that says, I will show up today as I am. That is your power. That is your truth. If you ever feel lost, return to your breath. Return to your body. Return to your affirmations. Return to your mirror. These are the sacred tools that will guide you home to yourself again and again. Let us speak these final words together. I am enough. I am learning. I am safe to shine. Carry them gently. Let them live in your heart. And watch with wonder how your reality shifts as you honor the beauty of who you truly are.